Okay, I want to do a review on the machine I just got in. As you can see here, it's the K1500. It's the B frame, which is the low profile frame. And I wanted the low profile frame to get into smaller, tighter places. This machine, through the wheels here, is 20 inches and a quarter. And the machine, of course, this handle unscrews if you needed to unscrew it to get it in somewhere. But the machine is about 23.5 inches. And with the handle, you're looking at about 28.5 to 28.75 right in there to clear that handle to get into small crawl places or such as that. But I just got the machine in, hadn't even used it. I ordered it online. And so I'm going to kind of just give you a little bit about what it came with, because I wasn't really for sure what kind of bits it came with, because it just didn't tell. But when I ordered the machine, I got the machine. You get the carrier hose that goes behind, which slips on right here from the back. That when your cable goes in the front, it goes out the back out there, so that way you don't have to worry about it getting a hold of somebody if you're in a where there's people around, or plus getting tangled up in any kind of rug or grass or whatever's outside if you're doing it outside. And it's got a pretty good cord right here with it. I haven't even taken the cord off. We'll just take the cord off and we'll see what kind of length that we got on the cord here. And of course, with the other machine, it didn't have a cord, I don't think quite this long, but I always kept a 100-foot extension cord with me, because you never really knew where you were going to be working and where you could plug in. So let me measure this and I'll give it to you right here. As we do this, we're going to have about 14 foot is about what the cord length on it. So it's got a pretty good cord length, but you know, if you're outside around a clean out, more than likely you're not going to have a plug-in 14 feet from you, not very often anyway. So I always keep a 100-foot cord with me anyway on that. So this is the machine. You also get, it comes with 105 foot of the cable in the cable carriers. And I ordered the C11, which is the standard cable. And I'm going to start with that and see how that does. I didn't want to go with the heavy duty. There's a C14 that I was looking at, but it doesn't want to bend through traps as well and stuff. So I thought I'd start with this. There is one that's more flexible. You can get a more flexible hose, but I went with the standard, the C11. And this machine will also run this 1.25 inch cable, or it'll run a 7/8 cable. You can change out your collars in here and change that. It doesn't come with that, you gotta order that separate. But what this comes with, machine, 2 cable carriers, 105 foot, and then whichever you order, C11, C14, or C12, I think there's C15, and so on. But I started with the standard. It comes with the toolbox, a mitt. With that, you got an Allen wrench, you got your tool here that undoes your couplings when you couple these together, plus when you put the heads on. But here's nowhere I could find that it explained what kind of heads it came with. So starting out, you've got this spring here. They call this a Retrieval Spring to go in if you was to break a cable in there, had a cable hung in your line and you need to go in and get it, that this is supposed to come in and hook into it and get that out. But you can use it also to clean out lines. Comes with a smaller funnel, and this is for, of course this stuff I'm giving you right here, you'll find this online, but I just didn't know which bits it came with. You get this spring here, a little larger, that's good for cleaning out paper and things like that. You go on up, you got a bigger spring. Let me get my tape measure here. I'll measure this spring for you so you just know how wide it is across. That spring is 3.5 inches for that spring, so you're gonna have to at least use that in a 4-inch drain. This one here is 2 inches for that drain there. It came with this bit, which is kind of a sawtooth, and it is 3 inches across. It came with this spearhead here. That's kind of like a grease cutter, things like that. What I deal with mainly is roots, because a lot of my houses are older houses. This one is 2 5/8. And then this, which runs in your tube, in your clean out like this, has your saw teeth in the front, an H, or a C clamp in the back, a C, and that's for cleaning the tube off in the back. I did have a plumber tell me that has one of these machines that this right here doesn't work good, that it will get caught up in roots. I haven't tried it. That's just what he told me, and so I do not know if that's true or not true on that. So that's what it comes with the toolbox and these here, your large spring, medium spring, smaller spring. They claim this is really good for eating out roots. And then when you come back out, you've got a cutter on the backside of that also. On that machine, it has a small one of these, but doesn't have the teeth. And that's what I use so much on roots and really just cleaning out everything. So, you know, I think that right there will be a tool that will be very useful right there. They claim this right here is really good to go in, spear through, and get your hole started, and then come on in with something bigger. So that is your toolbox. I like the toolbox, it's neat, and so on. So after I got this in, then I ordered some more bits because I wanted a little bit more options. The plumber I was telling you about that told me he had trouble with that sawtooth getting hung up, this is what he uses so much, is what they call the H. And it has it's kind of sharp and has a cutter. That way when you're going in like this, you're cutting. When you come back out, you're cutting again. And this is 3 and a little over a half, just a little over a half, 3.5 inches wide on that. Then I ordered a smaller one because a lot of times if you've got a big clog or big roots, you can't just go in there with the biggest thing you've got. You've got to go in and work your way easy and get larger as you get it cleaned out. This one here, I ordered a small one. It is 2 5/8. And I figured that one would be a really handy one, same shape, what they call the H. They do make these with a C, which don't have the back on it, just has the front on it to go in. I kind of like this because if you get in, you get through a clog. When you come back out, you got a good chance of cutting as you're coming back out. And I think this one right here, and I may wind up ordering a little smaller one, but this right here measures across, try to get that to stay on there, about 3 inches to 3 1/8. I got a feeling that right there would be a really good going into root problems. When it's a lot of little thin, spindly roots, I think that right there may be a really good one. Don't know, just ordered it to try it. I think they make a smaller one, and I may wind up ordering a smaller one of these. I'm just going to kind of give it a whirl. Like I said, I haven't tried it yet, and I thought I would just turn the machine on and let you see it. I stuck a cable in there. I pulled one out of the cable carrier over here, and so this cable is right at the end of your hose here, the carrier back here that keeps it from being exposed. And that's one thing you kind of want to watch for, is you do not want to run this cable, have it sticking out back there. You only don't want to do one at a time. Putting a cable in, use it, get it in your line, then hook another one on. You don't want them sticking out the back, especially if you're working inside somewhere and you might be where somebody could walk by, their pant leg or something get caught in that. Anything could happen like that. You also don't want it getting debris if you're out in your yard or something like that tangled up in it as it's spinning. The machine is really quiet. Over here on this side, you've got a forward and reverse switch on this side over here. Of course, you always want to run it in forward. You do not want to use reverse at all, except if you're hung and you need to kind of back out of it and get it to unhang. Reverse can really hurt your spring right here, your cable. But, so I'm just going to switch it on. As you can see, the clutch spins, but the cable does not. I don't have a tool on it yet. I'm going to put a tool on it and show you that. But I'm just going to engage this and let you see it. Also, I want to show you, and of course I picked this up from the guy that's a plumber, that's a friend of mine. This is the kind of gloves he uses. Uses one on both hands. This is pretty oily, and you are supposed to keep these oiled. But I'm going to engage it. There it is, engaged. And you can let go of it, and it stops. Engage. And they also recommended not to like come down slow and start that just barely engaging. It was hard on your clutch in there. Come on down, pull it down, spin your cable. So I'll turn this off. And of course they recommended to unplug it before you put an end on it. So we'll just stick an end on it, and I'll show you putting an end on it and taking an end off of it. Just gonna put this small H on here, and I haven't done this before, but I think it's fairly simple. You heard it click in, it's locked in. Now we'll plug the machine back up, put it in forward, and we're ready to do business. So that is that. And let me grab the tool out of this cable carrier over here, and I'll show you doing this. Right here, this goes in, and the end that's slanted will be towards the machine, because that's the little button in there. That's going to go in, push that button, and that's going to release this where this slides off. Really handy. You can come over here, put that on there, and keep that on there so you don't lose it. I think you can slide these bits on there with this, but I probably won't do that. I'll probably just keep them in the toolbox. The Allen wrench, I didn't tell you that a while ago. The Allen wrench is if you wanted to change the clutch on it here to make it smaller, or if you need to take this off to do a service work, you're supposed to keep that lubricated and so on in there. But this is the machine. This is the way your cable slides in and out, and so on. And as soon as I can, I will do a video of this thing in use, because I am ready to run her down a drain and watch it work. So thank you very much for watching. If there's any other questions or anything I could answer for you, just let me know, and see you next time. In that video that I was showing you a while ago, I did talk about using these type of gloves. You can use the glove that came with it. I like having a glove on both hands. The cable is oily. The cable's gonna get wet. I've gotten to where I put on a rubber glove like this, and then on both hands, I'll put the rubber glove on both hands. I just did one for the video, but then put on this glove. That'll keep you dry, because that is gonna get soaking wet. You're gonna throw this glove away after you clean out one sewer. I did want to mention, in no way use any kind of cotton glove, any kind of rubber glove, anything like that, because anything that cable can grab, it will grab it. That spring, whichever, the small machine that I showed you first, or the larger rigid, you don't want to wear a glove that it can catch. You want to wear a glove that it can spin in your hand freely. And these rawhide type leather gloves, they're a material that cable can't grab that. It's going to slick over on this and not grab it. If you wear a glove that thing can grab, it can put a major hurt on your hand, because that cable will twist around your arm if it grabs it. I wouldn't doubt that larger machine couldn't break a finger, because that small machine can hurt you bad enough if it grabs you. So anyway, that's something I just wanted to suggest to you about what kind of glove to wear. Thank you.